Hello, beautiful tribe, and welcome to Magic Month of July. If you are listening live, I would be really grateful if you can let me know that you can hear and see and that the technology is working correctly. Please use the chat box. I really like my webinars to be co-creative, so please use the chat box to bring your own wisdom, your own guidance, your own expression to Magic Month of July. For those of you that haven't met me before, my name is Karila and I am from the Starlight Temple, and Starlight Temple is a company that does all sorts of courses and ceremonies and travel that is about using channeled and spiritual tools to become more empowered, more connected, to live more of your truth and your light and your path. And Magic Month is an energy forecast show, so it is a chance for everybody that receives it to get an energy overview and forecast for the month ahead, what to expect astrologically, what to expect on a kind of energetic ascension level from the month, and so that you can use that information to align. So you can use that information to, you know, heal at the time that's most powerful to heal, manifest at the time that's most powerful to manifest, understand the processes that you are going through and that are flowing through you. And I'm deeply grateful for Magic Month. You know, I feel like this forecast for me always just helps me to flow with whatever's happening, whether it's one of those months that is about breaking you open, or one of those months that's about change, or one of those months that's about stillness. I feel like the knowledge just helps me on my path so much, and I hope that it is going to help you all as well. And great that you can all hear and see. So nice to see so many names that I know and names I don't know. I am super excited about July. July is luscious. July is lovely. July has won my heart. There aren't many months astrologically that do that. It's a really, really lovely month. It's really special. And yeah, I wouldn't say it's the easiest. It feels like there is a push energy in July. It feels like there is a lot of motivation energy in July, but all of it feels very, very kind of positive and fated and tantric, and it's just lovely. I always like July, actually. July is, for me, it's always in a way the most feminine of the months. Firstly, in the Northern Hemisphere, what's happening in nature, it's all about that kind of power of the feminine and the reproduction. It's the start of the lunar cycle. It's the start of the feminine cycle. So there's this real feminine energy every July. And this kind of blossoming of all of the principles of the feminine that just come with July. And so I always like July because it just has this real energy of birth, you know, energy of the year beginning to blossom, energy of new beginnings. And so it's a very, very special month every year. And this month it's just, yeah, beautifully decorated with cosmic alignment. And it feels really, yeah, really, really right after the May-June journey we had. I'm hoping all of you got as much completion from June's incredible cosmic alignments that were so much about completion. And I hope, certainly everybody I have spoken to personally, is like everything came together in June. So I hope that was the case for all of you. But let's begin with a little meditation to bring us into connection, to bring us into circle. Even though we're coming into circle online, I really want you to intend that. And the reason that I do is just before this magic month, I looked up the root word of gather. And it means to unite. But then when you trace its meaning back, it comes to the word good, which comes to the old English word God. And I had this beautiful moment of understanding that when we are together, when we gather energetically in circle, in person, in circle, this is how we access the God of our own humanity, our higher self, our source self, our ascended self, our Eden self, our primordial self. And that led me to this really beautiful understanding that, ascension, the entrance to it is circle. And so whether we're online or in person, begin by coming into circle. As you breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love. Breathe out gratitude. And you're choosing to let your breath be a full body experience, imagining your in-breath filling up from your feet all the way up to your crown. And imagining your out-breath letting go of everything that is not you. Just noticing this full body engagement of the breath as you feel a column of light from the center of the universe pouring down into your energy instantly and consistently raising your vibration. And as this light travels down into the heart of Mother Gaia, bounces off the heart of Mother Gaia and travels back up through you into the heart of Source, feel yourself held in this two-way flow of love and light. And in this two-way flow of love and light, experience your aura stretching out in all directions around you, being sealed from top to bottom, white and golden light. being surrounded by the rose and rainbow fires, so that any energy that does not serve or belong can be transmuted into love and light. So you open your heart to Mother Earth, and just feel all of yourself giving in to all of that gravitational love that she has for you. As you open your heart to each other, to those you are sharing this webinar with now and in the future. And you feel all of this human heart love, this human kindness opening to you, shining towards you, welcoming you into energetic circle. And see if you can playfully listen with your mind's ear. These human heart frequencies that have gathered together. And as you listen, just invite yourself to vibrate, to be vibrated by them. Noticing that as you do, the light of the sixth sun shines through you. Noticing how you feel. Noticing how your inner has changed by coming into circle. Opening your heart to this webinar, trusting that you are exactly where you are meant to be, and giving yourself full permission to be here, to fully receive. As you open your heart to the question, why am I listening to Magic Month? And let that question be answered by your heart in thoughts, in words, in pictures, in sensations. And as you let that question be answered, Full body, breathe in love. And breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. And when you are ready, open your eyes and come into the room. Taking some time to share why you're here, share how you feel after that coming into circle meditation. Feels so high, you know. For me, it's getting really exciting now. It's like when we come into circle, you can really feel the 5D, you can really feel the new vibrations. Like it's starting to be like, ascension is happening. And I agree, Lauren, such a beautiful new root word. Got me very, very hyped and inspired indeed. And so beautiful about grace. I love that. And great about feeling into the new energies. That's wonderful. And I'm glad it felt like everything you need right now. And so beautiful, beautiful intentions, lovely tribe. And yeah, ceremony is, be in ceremony as much as possible at this time, I feel, especially now I know the root word of gather. It's like we need to be in ceremony in whatever way is right for us as much as possible. And so in a way, you know, like I said, July, in many ways is about like kind of pushing past things, coming into a new sense of motivation, of confidence. If anything, it's like sweet surrender is what one astrologer said. It's like surrendering into the new, into the change. I think one thing that's really important to say, just in case you didn't listen to last Magic Month and possibly even the one before, is that my guides have been very, very clear about the fact that, and I never knew this until now, but that there are seasons of human collective consciousness. And the human collective consciousness has been in a winter. The last 18 months, we've been in the winter. And if you think of our outer realities, all of those themes of winter, from immunity to stillness to surrender, all of those things have been a massive part of what we've been kind of working with as medicines, as teachers, as states of consciousness, states of life. And what June marked was the moment the season changed. So the completion of the winter and the beginning of the spring in our consciousness. I know it was technically summer solstice, although in Brighton we were in the rain, so it was more like spring. And so, and so we've entered into a season of spring consciousness. I don't know if it's going to be 18 months. I don't know if it will be longer or less, but that's what we've entered according to my guides. And, you know, at first I was like, oh, spring's lovely and it's beautiful and it's magic and amazing, which it is. But also spring in lots of ways is, you know, one of the season that in many ways requires the most courage, you know, and it's definitely the season that, like, you know, if you're not aligned then, you know, you pay a massive price for not being aligned, and yet the rewards of being aligned are so much. And so what is so important to understand is that now that we're in the spring, and especially at the beginning, these first few months, alignment, alignment, alignment. And my guides are going to talk or channel or give stuff about this to help this. But alignment is just so important now. And in fact, you know, I was doing a fire ceremony on Monday evening, and one of the things that came out of it was this real sense now that when something's not aligned, you can't ignore it. You know, I think the description that came out of the fire ceremony was that it's like being in a cheese grater. Like when something's wrong, or the 3D, I think the actual expression was like the 3D now feels like a cheese grater grating you. And so it's in many ways, this next few months or longer is about really learning to master alignment, and about learning to honor what's aligned, what's not, and surrender sweetly into what is aligned, especially in July. Sweet surrender. And so at the start of the month, so like I said, in June, there was this, for loads of people and cosmically and everything like that, there was this kind of coming together of everything making sense, of the winter completing. And in the first few days of July, we have a square, a Mars, Uranus, Saturn square, T-square. And that's happening from the 1st to the 4th of July. And a T-square in astrology is actually quite a complicated thing, and I am not an astrologer. But what I understand about it is that, you know, Saturn and Uranus, if you've watched any magic months this year, Saturn and Uranus are the big themes of this year. They are kind of, what's going on with them is kind of having an influence on everything else in 2021. And Saturn, so some of you will have heard me say this, but to me, the planets rule our currents of consciousness in the way that the moon rules the currents of the ocean. And so whatever the planets are doing, these currents of our consciousness get moved by them. And Saturn rules law, order, karma, tradition, and Uranus rules rebellion and freedom. And, you know, and the new in a way. And, you know, we everywhere we look this year, there is that kind of clash of the titans of tradition, of order, of science against intuition, of law against free will. You know, we're seeing these kind of clashes of the titans happening personally, collectively. And what a T-square often means in astrology, so they've been huge players, and they were huge players last month. What a T-square means in a way is it's like there is an integration of conflicting parts, or at least a truce, at least a kind of balancing. And how I read this T-square is it's like the final bit of the like coming together that June gave you. And Mars, that's part of the T-square, is to me the key to this clash of the titans, because Mars is the energy of the warrior. And, you know, the completion, the integration, what to me the sky is saying in these first few days of July with this T-square is the way this truce happens is by you stepping into your warrior, is by you honoring the medicines and the wisdoms of the warrior. And why that's so important is, so Starlight's actually been running a course called The Rise of the Divine at the moment, and we're in the archetype of the warrior right now, which is why I was like, oh my God, it's amazing about this square. And loads of wisdom has come out of it. And one of the most important pieces of wisdom is that basically the warrior or the warrioress is the part of you that doesn't identify with fear, the part of you that is not afraid. And why that's so important right now, and for you to get the most out of July, and for you to get the most out of this new season, and for you to come into this kind of new confidence and forward motion that is available, is because we need to not look back. This was the biggest understanding I got in June, is, you know, all of those legends about the winter, like Persephone when she goes into the underworld, and it's like when you're coming out of the winter, all of those ancient Greek myths and legends are like, don't look back, don't look back. The way out of the dark, the way out of the shadow, the way out of the winter is don't look back. And in a way, our ascension process right now is to not look back, is to take that moment where we go, okay, world's changed. I've changed. I'm not going to look back. I'm going to go forward. And I'm going to go towards the light. I'm going to go towards what is my truth. I'm going to go towards the potential and the dream and the spring. And it's that energy that you need to use in a way to integrate the parts of you that are in conflict, the parts that are completing out of the healing journey you've been on personally and collectively in the last 18 months. And it's that energy of the warrior. It's that calm, focused, I'm not afraid of change energy that we really need to harness, and we really, really, really need to kind of catch the wave of at the start of July, because then we get taken into the spring. And then there's an overlap. So we have the that square is the 1st to the 4th of July. On the 3rd to the 7th is the opening of the Sirius gate. And Sirius, you know, is considered the spiritual sun. It's like 23 times brighter than our sun. It's connected to Isis. The pyramids in Egypt are built for Sirius. You know, it's considered kind of the sun of our spirituality. And what it represents is freedom. Well, that's what Sirius is all about, is about freedom. And remember, this Saturn-Uranus thing that is so big this year, if you embody the warrior, if you call upon your inner warrior or warrioress, the part of you that is not afraid, and think of the spring as well. Think of, you know, how much courage it takes at the start of spring, where it's like, I'm going to break out of this seed, or I'm going to break out of this egg, or I'm going to break out of this bush, you know? And it's like, so that energy of freedom is really, really important. But if you embody the warrior, then it's like you will connect to the spiritual freedom. You will connect to the freedom of your own inner self. What the Sirius gate is when the sun, our sun, comes into conjunction with the star of Sirius. And so, and what I feel about the Sirius gate, you know, this is the Sirius gate to the Lion's Gateway. This time every year when the Sirius gate opens, this is like our our spiritual new year. It's like the time that we can raise our vibration the most. In fact, it's the time that the highest frequencies pour through Sirius into our sun, which is, you know, our sun represents our truth. So it's like the time we can raise the vibration of our truth. And when I tune in this month, it's like what you should be doing between the 3rd and the 7th, really is spiritual practices, meditation, chanting. Chanting is so important right now because, you know, we are now at a point where we need to access consciousness we do not have words for. So we need to use those root chants, those Sanskrit sounds, these things that are closer to the language of our soul. So any kind of chanting, really powerful to do between now and the 7th, particularly between the 3rd and the 7th. High vibrational choices. This is what my guides were saying. It's like, particularly this year, because it's also this new season of consciousness and, you know, just what's astrologically going on, particularly this year, work with the gateway. So channel, clear the channel, drink loads of water, eat high vibrational food, make high vibrational choices at the start of July. Choice is really important at this time. It's like your free will, your choice. You know, free will is what initiates freedom. My guides have this lovely saying where they say, freedom and commitment are two flows of the same energy. And so this, again, this Sirius gate is a very powerful time to just be like, okay, I commit to being free to be myself, you know, commit. What do you need to commit to? In a way, it's like, again, it's like those teachings of the warrior, actually, you know, no doubt. Doubt is not an option. This is the other thing that came out of June and this warrior journey. Doubt is not an option. Doubt, according to my guides, is the energy between life and death. It's staying between life and death, because either you live with it or you change it. Death is the change. And doubt is when we can't live with something, but we're too afraid to change it. And so what if you just make doubt not an option and commit to whether you're living with it or whether you're changing it? Personally, collectively, whatever it is, commit so that you create inner freedom, so that you create inner freedom. And like I said, really high vibrational choices, so important. Sitting in the frequencies, really important. My guides might do something at the end of Magic Month to help with that. Everything that you can do to bring you into a high, clear state is what's really important. In terms of a useful chant, I don't know any links off the top of my head. One of the Satnam chant, which is, you know, Satnam is truth. It means truth is my name. So for this particular time, which is about freedom and coming into sovereignty and you know, finding that balance between Saturn and Uranus, truth is my name. Very powerful chant to be saying. I would do a heart consciousness search. Victoria Moore is very good, but I don't know her website. Do a heart conscious higher self search for the chants that are right for you. But yeah, truth is Satnam. Even just omming, and in fact, I will do something at the end that was given to me by Duncan Bailey, who's brilliant body worker. And that's another good kind of chant practice you can do. And so that's the start of July. It's exciting, right? It's like, oh, and even when I'm talking about it, I'm like, oh, it feels so fresh. You know, in a way, it like feels like coming into the air and the light and out of the winter. And then 9th, 10th of July, depending on where you are in the world, is the new moon. And what I love about the map of the stars in July is the new moon is sextile with Uranus. And sextile is like when there's like a friendly flirtiness between those energies, you know? And remember, Uranus represents freedom and evolution. So, sorry, freedom and revolution and rebellion. And so, in a way, the stars are like, Uranus is going to win, you know? Especially if you commit, if you come into the warrior, if you follow, you know, the guidance of the astrological map. And I mean winning yourself. I mean like free from, you know, one of the pieces of wisdom I had is that the last 18 months, we faced what was locking us down vibrationally in ourselves, not just on the outer in the lockdown reality, but also what was locking us down. And it like and the eclipse and the solstice and everything last month was about that journey completing. And so the new moon after the eclipse window and the solstice and things like that is really important because it's the beginning. It's the beginning of the next season, of the next stage of the new moon is always about new beginnings. And it's flirting and friendly with freedom and revolution. And of course, that means that our emotions are more free. It's in, you know, it's in Cancer. So I expect it to be an emotional moon, but let that emotion be a sweet surrender. Let that emotion be a washing your insides free. Very powerful time to be in ceremony. You know, it's the first moon of our seasonal consciousness, of our season of spring consciousness. It's the first moon of the sixth sun. It's the first moon of the new Mayan cycle that started on Monday the 28th. It's a moon that is full of beginnings. So set intention, make offering, be soft, dream and vision. Remember, our consciousness is in springtime. So we have got to start acting like the medicines of the spring. We have to start dreaming of potential. What could be the highest possible thing to come out of this? You know, how can I fall in love with my life? Really kind of going for those big dreams that drive you forward. In a way, July is beautiful. In a way, July is all about the dance of the maiden and the warrior within the self. It's actually written in the skies. We'll come on to that in a minute, but it's all about that. So the more you can be the lover falling in love with your own inner warrior, the more you're going to master July. And really, yeah, come into a new vibrational commitment, a new vibrational freedom. It's a moon, like, it's one of those moons that's just like, astrologically, it's like positive change, higher self-awakening, compromise. You know, it's just one of those moons that's just glowing and glorious. I would, if you can, be in ceremony. You know, the power of ceremony now, like I said at the beginning, when we gather, we connect to the God within our own humanity, the God of our own self, the source self. And so be in circle, be in ceremony, do ceremony for yourself, make offerings, dream, expand, it's rare to get such a positive moon, so use it to set intentions and let these intentions, let them be in the energy of potential. So let them be those intentions that are like, I actually am going to manifest the best thing for myself. I'm going to, I'm going to manifest the greatest possible reality, the greatest possible outcome. That's the beauty of this spring energy in our consciousness. It's like the what if energy. What if I can? What if it's all going to be brilliant and wonderful and perfect? What does that look like? What does that feel like? What do I want to call in from the greatest potential of my soul? And so that's what our new moon is about. And then right after the new moon is this really important astrological moment, which is like so some of you will know the Venus gate, which is when Venus appears in the sky next to the crescent moon. And my guides, after never really paying any attention to the Venus gate, I've suddenly gone 2021, the Venus gate. It's all about the Venus gate. And that's because this year, on a kind of ascension, evolution level, we are going from being blueprint beings, which means that we're in our center of our understanding, our center of navigation, our center of creation is in our emotional body, to being more golden print, which means that center is in our sexual life force energy body. And this is part of our ascension process. This is part of, the talk of the golden age. It's like the golden age. The gold print body itself. And Venus represents that gold print self and the moon represents that blueprint self. So when they're next to each other, there is a merging of those two bodies, and it's like this incredible opportunity to activate more of your gold print, to ascend more, to basically become more Aquarian. And the Venus gates, there are 8 of them on this part of the cycle, and they move through the chakras. And this one, the one this month, is for the solar plexus. And you know how many themes this month in the sky are about freedom? And the solar plexus is more than anything else about our freedom to be in our power, our freedom to be capable. It's interesting, the root word of freedom, it means unchained. There isn't actually a meaning to freedom. It just means not slaved. So not slaved to all of the things that we get slaved to, that we get chained to. So like freedom is our essence. It's our power. It's our truth. And so this is the gate. It's called the gate of personal power. And what's amazing is on the night of the Venus gate, Mercury, which is the kind of ruler of our communication and travel, is trine with Jupiter. That is our expansion, our path, and our power. And so this is a day to be in ascension process. Like, this is a day to be activated, to get your path and your power activated. Powerful, powerful day to receive upgrade, to receive ceremony, to really connect to what power is, what the true meaning of power is, which is capability to be capable. That's what power is, to be capable. That's what it means. And so it's, it's a day to believe in yourself, to take a leap of faith, to take risk in a way, and to activate. Feel quite cool to share about this now, actually. So on the Venus Gates, my guides are running workshops on Zoom. They are like these amazing downloads of how to manifest and create using your sexual energy, which is the Aquarian way of manifesting and creating. And they're like upgrades of the golden print. And they're amazing. So the first two, like, honestly, you get so stoned just like receiving all this energy and you don't really know what's going on. And then over the month, just the wisdom that starts to become clear, and that like you just change, and that wisdom of whatever the theme is belongs to you. The theme for this month is choice. It's using the energy of choice as a force of manifestation. So not as choice as we kind of cognitively perceive it, but as a sexual energy force of manifestation and creation. And yeah, it's so exciting. Like, I've never done anything like this before. My guides have never done anything like this before. And honestly, the first two, which you can still buy if you want to, which are patience and longing, they have changed the way I do everything. Both of them, they have changed me so much. Because it's like you're just downloaded with this new consciousness and you can't look back, you can't go back. So that's on. And I've put the link up. It will open in another tab. What date were you asking about, Lisa? It's is it the Venus Gate? It's the 12th. That's the night of the Venus Gate. And then, and this is, you know, we are moving into an age of Tantra, which means an age of sexual energy creating, not just sexual energy connecting other humans, but sexual energy creating, sacred creating. That's what a golden age is. It's a golden print age. Rather than the emotional, well, the emotions creating. And so what's so amazing is after that Venus Gate portal, the day after, and after this amazing start to July, then on the 13th of July, which, sorry, I know some of you are listening from the Rise of Divine, and I just have to say that's the day the Rise of the Divine ends. On the 13th of July, Venus is conjunct with Mars. And Venus basically represents the feminine, and Mars represents the masculine, the yin and the yang, the maiden and the warrior, the oneness of Tantra and the sovereignty of Tantra. And you know, when they're conjunct, it means that they like mix their energies, they mix their heavenly bodies. They only meet every couple of years, Venus and Mars. And in fact, the last time they met was August 2019. And so just have a think back to the journey you've been on since then, and how your attitude to love, relationships, fearlessness, the dance of the masculine and feminine has evolved and transformed since then, because that's what this does. It's like new evolution of the feminine and the masculine, new tantra of consciousness, you know, new orgasms of consciousness, new yin, new yang. And remember what I was saying about July really being about the warrior dancing with the maiden inside yourself, the maiden and all of her spring wisdom, all of her wisdom of beauty and falling in love and potential, and the warrior and all of this fearless strength, not looking back, powerful energy. These are the energies you have to dance within yourself, and dance with and listen to and call upon. And so this is another powerful day to activate. It's a day that it's another cycle beginning, a cycle of your relationship with yourself, your relationship with the masculine, with the feminine, your relationship with the yin and the yang, your relationship with Tantra. And so set intention. Every time a new cycle begins, set intention. And in fact, my guides have just said this is a powerful day to do offering intention. You know, make an offering to the feminine and to the masculine and to the union. The chant I'm going to give you really powerful to do on this day, which I'll give you at the end. But, you know, take advantage of it. Take advantage of that heavenly meeting. Because, again, our ascension is our union. And so how juicy is July at 21:21 live? And then, and this is so important, so like I said to you, the start of the lunar cycle is July. July is the birthing of the new feminine. It's the feminine cycle within yourself, whether you are male, female, priesty, or unity. July is when the feminine cycle, which is your ceremonial cycle, which is your parasympathetic cycle, which is your creational cycle, which is your feminine energy cycle, it starts its journey in July. It starts its rebirth in July. So July, always amazing time to rebirth, an amazing time to create and manifest, because it's just filled with feminine energy. It's also on the 22nd is Mary Magdalene's feast day. And for me, that is the official energetic start of the feminine cycle. Wherever the moons are in July, it's Mary Magdalene's feast day. That is the new year of the feminine cycle. That is the new beginning of the feminine cycle. And the fact that we've had this Venus conjunct Mars just before it, and the new moon, and the fact that straight after is the full moon, you know, what I feel when I tune in is like this July, Mary Magdalene represents the story of the feminine. She is our story. She is the story of the rise and fall of the feminine, and then the re-rise of the feminine, of the persecution, of the silencing, of the condemning, of the pushing down of the feminine wisdoms and powers, of, you know, the story of patriarchy and the feminine is in Mary Magdalene. And her story is changing now. She was only made an apostle a few years ago, because the priestesses are rising again, because the angry, horny witches are rising again. In all of us, not whether we are female, male, or priesty, but just in all of us, this consciousness is rising again. And what I feel this month is about, and in fact, it is about the new feminine template activating, the Aquarian feminine template activating. So not the Piscean feminine, the Aquarian feminine. And so Mary Magdalene's feast day, again, offer to Mary Magdalene, call upon her. She is Tantra, she is alchemy. She is one of the most important energies, guardians, consciousnesses of our ascension. She is the feminine Christ consciousness. And this is all about us embodying Christ consciousness. Or you can call it many other names, the God of the union. And so, and you know, for me, and I think anybody else that walks a ceremonial path, this is the beginning of your path for the next year. I promise you, we have a course called Call of the Magdalene, and I will talk more about it in a bit, but I promise you that my whole path comes out of that week that I do with Magdalene for the whole year. It is such an important time to set intention, to And you've got to speak the language of the feminine. So ceremony. Do you notice how many times I'm saying ceremony this month? That's because the feminine is cyclical. It's the energy of ceremony. And so, yeah, make offerings to Mary Magdalene, call upon your feminine, do yin yoga, really choose to meet your feminine, to open your feminine up to, again, what its potential could be. What does the Aquarian feminine, what is the new feminine template like? That's what this time around the feast day and the full moon is all about. And then straight after the feast day, and it doesn't always happen, that's why I'm like, this month is so super feminine charged, even by July standards, because straight after Mary Magdalene's feast day is the Aquarius full moon. And we have 2 Aquarius full moons back to back this year. And this is the first. So we have an Aquarian full moon for the feminine month, and then what I refer to as the masculine month, which is the Lion's Gate and August and all of that. Aquaria. New template of Aquarian consciousness coming in through the moon in its fullness. And, you know, whatever you intend, create, use that feminine energy to vibrate into is going to be amplified the following month. What's beautiful is that, you know, for this Aquarius, you know, the whole of July is going time to, you know what I was saying at the beginning about time to not look back. Well, where are you looking? You're looking towards Aquaria. Courageously. Like I said, it's not going to necessarily be easy, because when you're out of alignment, you're going to feel it. And it might be emotional because there's loads of feminine energy, and, you know, Mother Nature, the goddess, she likes a drama queen. But look. Don't just not look back. Look towards Aquaria. That's what the month is saying. Look towards the values of Aquarius. Community. Community. Flow. Look towards the values of Aquarius. And what's beautiful is, for this Aquarius new moon, Venus is opposite Jupiter. Venus, all about love, the goddess, the feminine, opposite Jupiter, the planet that's all about expansion and path. Path of love. And what we're going to start feeling at the end of July is this like amazing, you know, you can feel the expansion as I'm speaking about. It's like expansion, but also a balancing of the polarities. And how you balance the polarities is through the heart. You know, it's coming through the love. That's what the sky is saying. Love. Love the polarities. See the medicine in them. See the care and the love in them. This is how you find the Aquarian values. And then right at the end of the month, July 28th, Jupiter moves into Aquarius. Jupiter's retrograding at the moment, so we're turning inwards. And especially, again, this is so important. You know what I'm saying about our consciousness being in springtime. Jupiter is moving into... Jupiter's in retrograde. And, you know, in springtime, it means we have to give time. Spring is all about taking the time to align, to get the perfect alignment, to get the 100% yes. And Jupiter is helping that by making us turn inward. But as Jupiter moves into Aquarius, it's going to be easier and clearer for us to go, okay, this is the future of my path. This is my path as an Aquarian path. Again, another powerful day to manifest. And actually, not just manifest, to sit and stream consciousness right. Just ask the question, what would my Aquarian path look like? And just stream consciousness write it. That's what's coming through to me. Everything, if my path was Aquarian, what would I be doing? What would it look like? Just allow yourself to stream with ideas, with what it means in order to get direction. That is what the guides are saying about that day. So the full moon, manifest, open, and from the full moon, so for those 4 days to the 28th, just keep opening. Just open your heart every day. Open your heart, ask the universe, be like, send me signs, show me what is Aquarian, what is me as Aquarian, what is my path and abundance as Aquarian. Show me, show me, show me, show me, show me, show me. Because then what will happen is the next month, there will be, the clearer you are with those visions, the more they will be activated. It's double Aquarius full moon. And so how gorgeous is July? Like I said, it's mighty and it's, you know, going, okay, step up and, you know, be in your warrior and your maiden at the same time. Which, again, Mary Magdalene's a wonderful energy to call on for that. Kali Ma, another wonderful energy to call on for that. Kuan Yin, another wonderful energy to call on. Diana, you know, call upon the goddesses, the deities that know how to be completely graceful and completely fierce and fearless and beautiful. Call upon them whether you are male or female or priest. But it's going to be gorgeous if you do. And if the deities don't resonate with you, then call upon nature to show you. The medicines. Call upon the rose. Rose is such a powerful medicine for July. Because the rose, you know, she knows how to be so delicate and open and beautiful, and yet she has thorns and knows how to be such a warrior. So, you know, drink rose tea, receive the essence, learn what it is to let your maiden and your warrior dance in your own creative energy. Invite it to become Tantra of self. And of course, start to work with some of the things that my guides are going to give you about spring and this chant that I'll give you as well. But I'm going to pull card of the month. Anybody want to say anything about July? How are we feeling? You're not going to believe this, guys. You're not actually going to believe this. The card I've pulled, War and Peace. Maiden and Warrior. Mars and Venus. So I will read it to you. War and peace. There is a clash between your logical mind and your heartfelt yearning at present. Your heart is pulling you in one direction while your mind pulls you in another. This is creating an inner war which is responsible for the stress you are feeling. The way to overcome your current dilemma is by embracing both your heart and your mind. Trust what your heart is saying, yet apply logic and common sense also. Inner peace is only possible by embracing both sides of your nature. Acknowledge any fear you may have, but do not allow it to stand in your way. Only by doing what feels right in your heart will you move closer to fulfilling your dreams. Yet, you also need to be rational about your decisions, for both heartfelt inspiration and practical logic are necessary in order to achieve a harmonious and successful outcome. I'm glad you're feeling so excited. I'm feeling excited too. I just want to let you know, so I've let you know about the Venus Gate, the Call of the Magdalene course. Like, do I need to tell you that it's a good idea? If you're called, if she's calling you this month with this going on astrologically, it's a really beautiful course. It's a ceremonial journey where you literally unveil and birth your new path cycle. And like I said, every year, without fail, what I put into that call of the Magdalene course by the following year has exactly played out in my path. It is amazing. And it's so gentle and so beautiful, and you just commune in the Magdalene energy, and you go on this deeply tantric, sacred, softening journey towards your own feminine with, yeah, beautiful, beautiful ceremony. It's really supported. There's loads of space holder support. On the full moon, the guides are going to do an extra thing that's not normally in the Call of the Magdalene, that is about activating the new template of the feminine. It's starlights. Very likely that we won't be running another course until October. We will have some things on, but I think that this, you know, I was told that needed to have a break and have some time to do some dreaming and some spring work. And with the Call of the Magdalene, I was just like, every cell in my being just knows that the feminine cycle needs to begin with this, and then I'll take the break. So, and that's because I was literally going to do it by myself because it's that sacred. And especially now I know that astrology for this month, I'm like, makes total sense. And so, yeah, it's really special, the Call of the Magdalene. And it's so not, I know starlights know the shadow work and stuff like that, like her Magdalena's alchemy. It's not even an alchemy course, but like her alchemical magic is so, it's so feminine. It's so just like, we're going to change this and I'm going to receive this. And, you know, it's such tantric priestess magic. And so, if you are called, we would love, 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 love to have you. And so, I'm going to share the chant that Duncan Bailey gave. But I also just want to, and really all I can say is, you know, don't do anything that your heart isn't calling you to do. If your heart is singing, do it. And do it as ceremonially as possible, with as much intention as possible, because, you know, that initiates the Tantra and the feminine. So whether you're chanting or meditating, it's like, this month, just do it ceremonially, light candles, burn incense, you know, ignite the senses, set intention, because that's how you will get the most of what is available this month. And in a way, and this was something I wanted to say about Call of the Magdalene actually, but in a way it's true of whatever you do this month. If you imagine July, you know, like the morning, you know, like the morning when you like have a really good morning and you get up and you do yoga and you do your meditation and you clean your house and like, then you just have the best day because you've started really well. For me, the reason I had to do Call of the Magdalene is like, that is how I start my path cycle really well for the rest of the year. And July, it's like, just start it really well. You know, start the feminine cycle that's going to be so potent over the next year. Start it well by doing what's right for your heart, by doing what makes your heart sing, by, yeah, doing it in ceremony, in tribe, in circle, with true intention, you know? And in that same way, like when you have a really good start to the morning and just then the rest of the day flows, just use July like that. Just promise me you'll do that, you know? Have a good morning. That's the year. and also open up to all of the teachings and medicines of spring. I know in the Northern Hemisphere, we're technically in summer, and in the Southern, you're in winter, but just understand that your consciousness, the medicine is spring. The teaching is spring now. Please just trust my guides on this one. And know that, again, because it's the beginning, it's like the morning. So like get to know the spring in the morning, in a way, set the intention. And one of the things that's most pronounced about spring is timing is everything. There is no season where timing is more important than the season of spring. If you break out of that egg too early, if you break out too late, you know, everything is about the alignment of timing. And also about the power of time. Like nothing in spring, even though these incredible warrior maiden forces happen, it's not rushed. And, you know, the maiden and the warrior, they both find their power in time. And I had this incredible moment on a meditation retreat this weekend where I was sitting with time. Well, actually, I was sitting with Kali Ma. But she's actually time. That's what she represents. This demon slaying goddess that can slay all the demons. She can slay the demons because she's time. And I was suddenly like, for the first time in my life, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling time as power. You know, how much do we deny our power because we don't take time? And this is what I mean. And it's not actually about doing hours and hours and hours of things, but it's about going, am I aligned? You know, is this the right use of my time right now? That's the question to be asking throughout your days in July. And now I just want to see if the guides have anything to say. Dearest children of love, children of light, children of time. We begin by inviting you to feel the sacred weight of this realization. That time is the power of alignment. Give yourself permission to take time with everything that you do, for this will activate the new feminine template every time you do, whether you are male, female, or priesty. Begin your days not simply doing yoga or meditation, but also allowing for time to dream, Or how much time are you actually giving to manifestation and creation? And even if this time is 4 or 5 minutes, if you are purely and fully giving yourself time to dream, you will be aligning into that dream. We speak to you now and we say that to understand alignment, anything that is out of alignment in the map of your lives is so because there is misalignment within yourself. There is a misalignment between the head, the heart, and the hara centers of the self. And we remind you that this misalignment is often created by the voice. So allow time before you speak for the voice. In many ways is the trickster energy of humanity. And of course, this energy is also the truth teller, for everything is polarity on your planet of polarities. And we ask you in your mornings to set the intention to align on your inside, to align your head, heart, hara centers. And we ask you, when you speak, to breathe in and hold the intention to speak your truth. Imagining this little reminder of speak truth as you breathe in before you speak. Asking for your higher self to place this reminder upon your in-breath, upon your intention to speak. And you will Notice that if you hold this intention, alignment will be so much more simple. And when you do not feel you can speak your truth, then choose not to speak. Much of that which is the warrior self will initiate every time you choose not to speak. Just as every time you choose to speak your truth, speak the truth of your heart, that which is your maiden will initiate. And this is how you can actively create the dance of the maiden and the warrior within yourself. Just allowing this very beautiful intention to speak your truth or not speak. Be what you align through this month. To be what brings you into the magical cosmic dance of July. Feeling quite guided as well to share some advice from the Venus Gates manifesting workshop. The last one was the manifestation of longing. And longing is the art of loving something before it's arrived. Of actually falling in love with something before you can see it. And so when you're doing this time to manifest, time to dream, I really invite you to long, to choose to love things before they're here. Because again, it brings you into that heart space. It brings you into that, the Aquarian way. And then the final thing I want to share with you. So, look up chants. There's so many great chants and there's so many great people that offer chanting. Kundalini is amazing for chanting. Victoria Moore, who I mentioned, is Kundalini. But the chant that I want to share from Duncan Bailey. So I would start with Satnam and then maybe even do some Oms. But this one's great. So you tap your head. It's about balancing the head, the heart, and the hara, which is the sacral. And you can tap your head or you can hold your head, hold your crown. And if you want, you can Om first, which kind of opens each one, do 3 Oms in each. But then you do Ah with the Ah is the masculine, the head. Ah. And then you move your hand to your heart, the other hand, and you do Dam. Dam. And you probably, so Adam. And then you move your head to your belly, your hara, your feminine, Iwa. And then back up with the other hand, Adam, Iwa. And this balances, and you just go round and round, and this balances the head, the heart, and the hara. And how you remember it, and I love this, Adam and Eve. And why I think that's so important, and especially for the priesty, the unity beings that listen to this. Adam, masculine. Iwa, feminine. The and has always been there. The union has always been there. The priesty has always been there. Adam and Eve. There has always been three. And so, yeah. Adam, Iwa, Adam, Iwa, Adam, Iwa. And really tone into it. Really, the more you tone, the more these balance. And do several rounds of it. Do it slowly. Take your time. And you'll just notice this real sense of those three centers aligning. It's very, very powerful practice. And thank you, Lisa. I agree. I love this. You cannot speak your truth, then choose not to speak. How much less noisy would the world be right now? What a powerful, powerful intention for July. I hope you are all buzzing off July. It feels very sacred, and I think August is gonna be amazing as well. I will put up the two things Starlight has. So the first one is the Awaken Your Creatrix, becoming a creational being. You know, the Venus gates happened because one day I was like, I don't want to manifest this world anymore. I was like, we need to get better at manifesting. Nobody wants this world. And literally, it was like that free will moment. My guys went almost like, thank God, we've been waiting for you to want to learn how to manifest. And they were like, we're going to show you how to create. Creation is manifestation is different from creation, but creation is when you make something out of love. So how to create. And the Venus gate is, yeah, Venus gate of personal power, exploring what it means to manifest with choice as a force of manifestation. So you can click the link and find out more. And there is an option. So there's a price for the individual workshop. If you want to buy them all, you can. And the replays of the first two are available. And so that's up there if you would like that. And like I said, you can click the link and open in a new tab. And then here is Call of the Magdalene, my beautiful path beginning. And so closing your eyes, connecting to love, connecting to the love that we have for each other, to the Adam Iwa of ourselves. Making a commitment to looking towards Aquaria. And to speaking our truth or not speaking. Sending our love and gratitude to the guides, the star ones and the priest, priestess and priesty of the Lemuria Aquaria lineage, and Kalima, sending our love and gratitude to Mother Earth, all minerals, all plants, all animals, and all of humankind. Sending our love and our gratitude to all of fire, all of earth, all of air, all of water, all of feminine, all of masculine, all of union, all of stillness, all of love, all of light, all of matter, all of mystery, to all of our guides, to all of source, to all of ourself, breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. And when you are ready, opening your eyes and coming in. Thank you all so much. Magic Month will be back next month. I love you all. I hope to be in Ceremonial Circle with you all very, very soon. So much love and light and blessing.